Chicago Fire just confirmed 3 returning cast members for Season 14. Goodbyes might be coming in Chicago Fire Season 14, but it seems there are 3 characters we don't have to worry about leaving NBC's hit series. As first reported by Deadline, NBC has inked new deals with 3 core members of the Chicago Fire cast to ensure their return for the upcoming season. Set to return are Taylor Kinney, Miranda Ray Mayo, and Dermot Mulroney, who have all closed new deals to continue on NBC's original One Chicago drama. This will guarantee that we won't have to worry about saying goodbye to Severide, Kid, or Chief Pascal in the upcoming season. It honestly makes sense that this is the trio Wolf Entertainment and NBC worked to lock down first for the new season. Kid and Severide are the show's central couple and are in the midst of a major storyline, with a season 13 finale revealing the pair are expecting their first child. Meanwhile, Mulroney's Chief Pascal has just started to settle in at 51, and we're eager to see him back in Season 14, which should hopefully give us a chance to see a different side of Pascal. Now that Kinney, Mayo, and Mulroney have inked new deals for the upcoming season, we can only hope that Wolf Entertainment will work to lock down the rest of the cast to prevent too much turnover. The status of most of the cast remains unclear, including the contract status of original cast members David Eggenberg, Christopher Herman, Joe Minoso, Joe Cruz, and Christian Stolt, Randall McColland. Our hope is that the trio will return for Season 14, as they're some of the only original cast members still on the show, and we can't imagine the show without the group. It's also unclear what the current contract status is for some of the show's newer additions, including Hanako Greensmith, Violet McCamey, Jocelyn Houghton, Lila Novak, and Michael Bradway, Jack Damon. What is clear is that Jake Lockett, Sam Carver, and Daniel Keary, Darren Ritter, won't be returning as a series regular in Season 14, with both actors leaving the show. The only thing we don't yet know is whether the pair will return in some capacity in Season 14, or if they'll be written out of the show during the break. With filming likely to begin in July, we should get more information about the cast in the weeks ahead and find out details on whether any new actors will be joining the show. The embers of suspense are glowing once again at Firehouse 51. Just when fans were wondering who would walk back through those familiar Firehouse doors, Chicago Fire has confirmed 3 key cast members are officially returning for Season 14, and the news couldn't have come at a better time. With Season 13 ending on a note of uncertainty and emotional turbulence, the return of these familiar faces promises to reignite the very heart of the show. The confirmed returnees: Joe Minoso, Joe Cruz, Kara Kilmer, Sylvie Brett, and Alberto Rosend, Blake Gallo. And while some of their arcs seem to be winding down or reaching emotional resolution last season, their return suggests that Season 14 is gearing up for a fierce emotional revival, with new challenges, deeper bonds, and maybe even a few surprise flare-ups. Joe Cruz, the steady flame returns. Joe Minoso's return as Joe Cruz may be the most emotional. Cruz has always been the emotional backbone of Firehouse 51, reliable, loyal, and carrying the memory of his best friend Otis with him through every rescue. Last season, we saw Cruz struggle with balancing fatherhood with the job's dangers, and his growing concern that his heart wasn't fully in firefighting anymore had fans speculating that he might hang up his gear. But now, Cruz is back, and perhaps more determined than ever. Rumor has it that Season 14 will explore a major leadership shift at 51, with Bowden's role evolving. Could Cruz be the one stepping up? With his deep ties to every member of the House and a wealth of experience under his belt, a lieutenant promotion might be in his future. That, of course, would come with its own set of tensions, especially with new probies entering the firehouse and Severide's leadership style clashing with his own. Expect Cruz to face internal battles as he's pulled between being the nurturing big brother and the authoritative officer he may now be required to become. Sylvie Brett. One last goodbye or a new beginning. Kara Kilmer's Sylvie Brett stunned everyone when she married Matt Casey in season 12 and appeared to take a step back from the frantic pace of emergency medicine. Though she returned sporadically in season 13 to lend a hand, many thought her days 14 fans are buzzing. Will she come back full-time, or is this part of a bigger final arc? Word from behind the scenes is that Brett will return to fill in during a major personnel shakeup at the paramedicine division, and perhaps find herself drawn back into the action more permanently than expected. Her return could also spell trouble for her long-distance relationship with Casey. Could Chicago once again become home for Brett, and potentially the couple's next chapter? There's also been speculation about her mentoring a new female paramedic, setting the stage for a touching legacy storyline. But let's not forget Brett's own emotional compass. She's always been guided by her heart and her desire to make a difference. Season 14 might be about Brett rediscovering her identity outside of romance and marriage, and remembering why she fell in love with this chaotic, unpredictable life in the first place. Blake Gallo back from the ashes. Alberto Rosens Gallo left a hole in the team when he decided to explore a new path away from 51. But something about the firehouse, its camaraderie, the adrenaline, and maybe even an unresolved connection with Violet, has pulled him back in. Gallo's return brings new questions. What did he learn during his time away? Is he the same impulsive risk-taker, or has experience tempered his fire? There are whispers that he comes back with a renewed sense of purpose, possibly after volunteering in wildfire-prone areas or urban search and rescue units out west. Don't expect a smooth reintegration. The firehouse has moved on, routines have shifted, and newer firefighters might not be so welcoming to his reentry. Not to mention, Violet's love life is no longer on pause. And Gallo might have to watch her from the sidelines while wrestling with the what-ifs. But his return could also set up one of the most rewarding redemption arcs we've seen in a while. With Ritter still at 51 and Mouch likely offering sage and sarcastic advice, Gallo may finally grow into the balanced firefighter he was always meant to become. What this means for season 14. With these three returning, Firehouse 51 gets more than just familiar faces. It gets its emotional core back. Cruz's loyalty, Brett's compassion, and Gallo's energy form a triangle of stability and chaos, each playing a role in holding the team together. The showrunners seem poised to refocus the series on its roots, team dynamics, emotional stakes, and the balancing act between personal life and duty. There's a strong possibility of deeper mentorship plots, romantic entanglements with high stakes, and dangerous calls that force old wounds open. Expect at least one major fire early in the season to reunite the trio in a high-stakes situation that tests their bond. Perhaps a call that hits too close to home, reminiscent of Otis's death, forces everyone to reevaluate why they still do this. Final thoughts. When longtime characters return, it's rarely just for nostalgia. In Chicago Fire, every return means growth, friction, resolution, or all three. For fans, the return of Cruz, Brett, and Gallo is a promise. The firehouse we love still burns strong, even if the faces have changed and the walls hold more memories than ever. Season 14 isn't just a continuation, it's a resurgence. A second wind. A call to action for the heroes who once walked away and are now ready to answer the alarm once more. The bells are ringing again at Firehouse 51, and this time it's going to be personal.